Hey guys, good to be here for this week's Labs update. On the session side of things, we have just recently done a release, which I'm very happy about. So push notifications, our updated method of push notifications is now out for one-to-one chats, and that's across all platforms, desktop, mobile, as usual. And we also have added a new setting into message requests as well to be able to decide whether you want to receive message requests from communities or not. So that one's out now. Basically, what we're working on now on the session side of things is we're finishing up disappearing messages on session Android and iOS. That's going well. We're probably about halfway through now, a little bit more than halfway potentially on some of them, and that'll be kind of our next major release will be disappearing messages, maybe a few other things, probably a few point releases before then. We're also working very hard on the new closed group system. So Jason is implementing the libsession side of things, and we're getting through that now. We've broken it up into kind of multiple different chunks, and we're kind of working on chunk one now. And we're starting to kind of make quite a bit of progress on chunk one now. So we're getting through that. And then there's two more chunks before we're looking at a release. So yeah, moving forward on that front. We've also got one of our iOS developers working on bug fixes for Android as well, and hopefully we'll do a point release on Android soon with a few little bug fixes that we've done over the last couple months. So that's basically the session side of things. On Oxen Core, Sean is essentially working through some of the design challenges to implement this new library which is created, which is called Ethel, which is the communications library between the C++ code and the EVM code. He's now working on implementing that into Oxen Core, but there's a few design challenges which still remain around the EVM side of things that we're still trying to get squared away. So for example, like where does the service node list exist? What's the single point of truth for that? Where do rewards calculations occur? Is that on the Oxen workchain or is that on the EVM chain? So we're working through that now. That's basically it on Oxen Core. On LokiNet, we are continuing our work with libquick, we are continuing our work with libquick, but it's more on the implementation side in terms of implementing it into LokiNet now. So yeah, we have devs working there who are making a bit of really good progress working towards more of a testing build where we can actually communicate between service nodes using LokiNet, and that side of things is coming along nicely. So yeah, it's hard to make an exact progress update there since they're still working pretty diligently on moving things forward. But yeah, hopefully we'll see a state where we can start internally testing some of the inter-service node communications using LokiNet. So that will be fantastic. Jason still working on the libsession side of things, implementing closed groups there, and who are working with the session team to take into account their feedback as he develops the new closed group protocol. Yeah, I think that's just about it for this week. So I will toss it over to Josh. Thanks, guys.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another weekly lab update. So last week we focused a bunch on refining our internal project management. So that's going through the software and just like tweaking it and optimizing it and making sure that we're using it as effectively as possible. Since doing it, I think at the beginning of the year, it helped our productivity greatly. And so we're just making like little tweaks to help further refine it. So we were doing that. Also continuing building out the session token brand. So we're just continuing to plug away at it. We even started mapping out the new website, how it's going to be laid out, where it's going to live, and that sort of thing. We also continue to build out the session newsletter, the new session newsletter that we're working on. So we continue to plug away at that. We've also been continuing to work on the promotional campaigns that we're going to do. So once everything's live, so we've been continually building that out. And then also along the lines of that, we've been working with, we engaged with Cointelegraph to get some extra added awareness to everything that's going on. So hopefully that will lead to something sometime soon. And then also Kee and Chris are going to be heading off to Token 2049 next week. So it's also doing a bunch of prep for that, which includes getting business cards ready, stickers, merch, so they can take that along to the conference. And also, setting up a camera for them to take along as well, so they can film a little bit of content along the way just for socials, or potentially an interview if something like that arises. And yeah, so essentially it's just a week of, continually just grinding at the stuff that we've already been working on refining our internal processes and prepping for the conference that's coming up. But that's it from me. I'll see you guys next time on the internet.